My name is Alison Wells and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Plain Talking Products. We are a supplier to the in-flight industry, designing and developing and sourcing, delivering products for use in flight to airlines all over the world. I have been part of TAB for around 15 years. When I first joined TAB, my business was growing and experiencing growing pains, and I felt like we needed some external support to help us through that period, building strong foundations for the future. And I was much younger then, so I felt like I needed some help and support and professional conversations, and wanted to share my own experiences with others as well as hear about theirs. I think business owners carry pressure they worry about their team. I think they worry about people's livelihoods. You realise that people are relying on you, and it can be, I know it's a cliche, but it can be very lonely, and there aren't that many people to talk to about that. And I think even when you've got a great team of people around you, as the business owner, you don't necessarily want to share your deepest, darkest fears with those people. So you keep a lot of it inside, and I think that is difficult to manage sometimes, and people don't realise that. I don't think they realise that the headspace and the brain power that running a business takes up outside of the office. And I think when you go to TAB meetings, that's where you can talk freely about those kind of things, and you realise that you aren't the only person that feels like that. I think one of the biggest challenges for business leaders in recent years is the uncertainty in the current macro climate with wars, tariffs, duties. Everything is conspiring against business to make it difficult to make decisions, make it difficult to have any certainty about what's going to happen. And I think, especially because my business is global, it's actually very difficult to know what to do for the best sometimes. You just don't know what's going to happen next. When facing uncertainty in business, TAB really helps because you can share your worries, your concerns with other business owners, and quite often, even if you're in completely different sectors, you find that they have the same issues as you. And I think sometimes, as I said before, it is quite lonely running the business by yourself. And sometimes you can worry about these things, and actually if you share it with your TAB coach or your TAB members on your board, then you feel better for having spoken about it and realising that you're not on your own and that they're going through the same things as you. And I've always found with TAB, you think you know what you want to do, you think you know what you should do, and then you take the issue to TAB and you think, I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to say to me. And then somebody says something completely different that you'd never thought of. And that's the value for me, is where you think, I'm going to go away and think about that, because I just would never have approached it like that. TAB helps you think more strategically because you have to prepare in advance for the boards. So I have always made sure to give myself enough time to think about the issue from a strategic point of view. I would never take something along that was not strategic. So I sit and think about the issue that I want to bring, because there'll probably be 2 or 3 that are rolling around your head before the board meeting, but there's always one that comes to the forefront and you think, yes, that's the one. And I very carefully craft the question so that I'm going to get the strategy answers that I want back from the board. I think business owners try to handle things on their own for too long because they don't know where else to go. They don't know who else to speak to. And I think there's an assumption that because you are the founder or the CEO or whatever, that you should be able to handle that by yourself. So without a forum like TAB, where else would you go? You can't share those issues with your team, and unless you've got, other directors. I mean, I have a business partner I can talk to about some things, but I think who else would you talk to? The most difficult challenge about leading a growing business is bringing the team with you, finding the right team, getting the team in place with really strong foundations. It's pretty easy to grow quickly with nothing in place, but that's not going to last very long. So I think I've learned over the years from previous businesses as well that it's really important to have the right people in the right positions, incentivized in the right way, with everything clear, their job descriptions, their appraisals, etc. So everybody's absolutely clear and have the vision and values of the company really clear, so that you're all driving towards the same thing. And make sure you embed that before you go for the turbo growth. Yeah, Tab really helps with teamwork and team alignment, because not only do they give you advice around how to shape a team, and they give you recruitment advice and things like that as well, but then they help you with, I don't know, I've had lots of help over the years with templates and advice on how to run interviews successfully, how to run a recruitment process, how to write really good job specifications, person specifications, etc., so that you can really get the best out of the people that you've got around you. I think Tab has made a really big difference to me over the years. I haven't been on the same board for 15 years, which is great, because you can outgrow the board. But usually there's another one that you can go on, and then you're talking to bigger businesses or different businesses, or I got to a stage where I wasn't really a startup anymore. I didn't want to have those conversations. I wanted to have conversations with bigger businesses than mine. So how did you get from where I am to where you are? And so drawing on people's experience who've been there before you and done it, I think that's really great value from Tab. I think peer-to-peer conversations really matter, because you are talking to people that have shared experiences with you. And I think that's the great thing about Tab, is you're not even in the same industry. And that always surprises me, that you're never in the same industry, but hey, you've got the same problem that I've got, but just in a different way. And they bring different perspectives. And I think you don't get those conversations. You can't have those conversations at home. You can't have those conversations in the office. It brings a totally different level of conversation and value to the conversation when you're talking to somebody who's going through similar but different things to you. I think it's really important to take time out of your business. I think that a lot of business leaders get trapped in their businesses, and I think one of the most important things you can do actually is take some time out for thinking. And it might look like you're doing nothing, but it's not. It's really, really important. And I find my coaching sessions really useful for that. Always religiously in the diary to go and have. But any time away from your business where you're able to get away and really think clearly, I find really, really valuable. I think everybody needs support. I think high-performing leaders need support as well, because we just watched that session from Penny, and she said, success is a team sport. So everybody needs help. You can't do everything by yourself, and you're always going to be better if you can share of somebody else's experience and learn from what they've got to say as well. Gosh, one thing I wish I'd been told when I started my business about growing it, I think how all-consuming it would be. How absolutely it takes over your life and your thoughts and everything all the time. And I had a young family, and I don't regret that at all, because it was fine. But I think I definitely spent a lot of time thinking about the business and how to grow the business at the expense of other things in my life. And that's a choice that I made, I guess. But perhaps I didn't realise quite how much that would impact on me and my family at the time. I think Tab helps you realise that you're not the only one that's doing that. Well, that's pretty much happening to everybody. And also, because it gives you the headspace and time away from the office to think things through properly, then you're not thinking about them at home, because you have thought about it. You've taken the advice, and the way the Tab board is so structured. I love that about the Tab board. It's so structured that you have your opportunity to share your issue, then you zip it while everybody gives you their advice, and then you have to make a commitment. I think it's a really nice sort of full circle moment where at the end you're like, okay, I've dealt with it, and now I know what I'm going to do. I can think about something else. So I think it helps you get things in perspective.